Hello everyone and welcome back to some more Marvel Champions. You'll be seeing this quite close to Christmas, I imagine, given the backlog of this I've recorded. But this is finishing off trying out every hero in the core box. Towards the end of the year or just into the new year, I'm going to start going through the additional campaigns for the game. I picked up a few in the Black Friday sales. So we'll play through those. We're not just going to keep seeing Klaw, Rhino and Ultron over and over. Although on that note, we are seeing Klaw again today. It felt thematically apt for trying out Black Panther, who is the last hero that comes in the core box we haven't tried yet. He's using the same aspect as She-Hulk. In fact, you'll see a lot of crossover, kind of similar cards being used amongst the two of them. But we'll talk about his mechanics in a second. For Klaw, I've already done most of the setup. Defense Network comes out, you have to clear that first before you can start clearing the threat in the main scheme. It's a two-parter, and in the first part you have to discard encounter cards to find a minion to be in play when the game starts. And Klaw doesn't have a base attack, at least to start with. He draws 2 encounter cards when he attacks you instead of 1. So anyway, well, we're immediately losing affairs of state, and we're finding Radioactive Man, not to be confused with the one from The Simpsons, which is part of the Masters of Evil, which is just the default recommended one for Klaw. So that's pretty nasty. So Radioactive Man, the goggles do nothing, has a ridiculous 7 health, and he's going to start on the table. So that's going to be a bit rough, but let's go talk about Black Panther. So T'Challa has Retaliate 1 built in on his superhero side, hand size of 5, 11 hit points, got that here, and he's a 2/2/2, and then on his actual T'Challa side, during setup, we have to search our deck for a Black Panther upgrade and add it to our hand, and then we shuffle our deck afterwards, and he has a hand size of 6, so I'm immediately going to get all that done. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and let's see if we want to mulligan anything first of all. So we have Counter Punch, we have Shuri, we have Electrostatic Armor, Wakanda Forever, which is kind of what his deck is built around. He has the mechanic kind of similar to Iron Man, where you build up parts of his suit, but then they all need to work with Wakanda Forever, where you resolve them in any order of your choosing, and whichever one you do last does something extra. I think he has 4, he has at least 4 of these, maybe 5 of them. Pin Down and Perseverance. I want to keep those for sure. I think I'm going to keep that hand actually. So yeah, we're allowed to search for any bit of his gear, and I think I'm going to search for his armor. Let's see if I can find that. Maybe his armor's not the best bet. He's got armor, claws, and Tactical Genius. Tactical Genius will help with thwart actually. Yeah, I'm going to add the Tactical Genius upgrade to my hand using his setup ability, Foresight. And then I'm just going to shuffle the deck, and that is going to be our starting position. And on that side he heals 4, which isn't super great, but that's okay. We do have a very tough minion to deal with, unfortunately, which is going to slow us down right from the off, but that is our starting position. So with that, let's get started after this brief word from my channel sponsor. This video is sponsored by Noble Knight Games. Check out the video description below for an affiliate link that will take you through to their store, and it will help me out as well. Thanks. So to get started, let's play Pin Down. It's free. We're going to attach it to Radioactive Man. It means he is -2 attack, and that puts him at a base of 0. So that's pretty neat. Unfortunately, if we get attacked by him, we still have to discard a card from our hand at random, so that can't be avoided. But he's hitting for 0, so that's not so bad. Then we want to do a lot of stuff. We'll have to get rid of 2 resources to play that Tactical Genius I got into my hand. So we'll put that right there. We can just use it to remove 1 threat or 2 if it's the final step we do of Wakanda Forever. And I think we want to get rid of Defense Network immediately, and we can do that by playing Wakanda Forever. So I'm going to have to hold Shuri in my hand then. So we're going to flip up to hero form. We are going to use Counter Punch to pay for Wakanda Forever. So you do all of the Black Panther upgrades in an order you choose, and each one, depending on which ones you have equipped, do something special if they're the last. In this case, it's both the first and the last. So I presume you do the second part, which is remove 2 threat, if this is the final step in the sequence, which it is. So Defense Network's down to 1. We'll have T'Challa completely clear that, get rid of it. So now we can remove threat off the main scheme if we want, and that is everything I can do. So we'll untap. I have Shuri left in my hand. I'm going to keep that to play our next turn, so we're drawing 4. That's the Golden City, another Counter Punch. another Wakanda Forever, and finally, another pin down. And villain turn. One threat on the main scheme. Klaw's attacking us for 2 cards worth of damage. That's 2. I didn't declare whether I was blocking or not. I'm not blocking. So that's 2. Just 2. So he hits us down to 9, and we have retaliate. So we hit him down from his starting health of 12, which I forgot to mention, down to 11. Radioactive Man attacks us for 0 because of that upgrade I pinned on him. And we have to discard a card from our hand at random. It's going to be this one. The pin down. As long as there's not another minion out, that's not so bad, I suppose. And encounter card. The villain schemes. So he's scheming for a base of 2, unfortunately. Well, and 2 it was. So that's that up to 3. That's annoying, but could certainly have been worse. So first things first, Radioactive Man did technically attack me even though it was for 0, so retaliate also got him since it's once per instance of attack. I want to play the Golden City for future plotting, so I'm going to have to get rid of these 2 cards, and losing that card to Radioactive Man means I can't get Shuri out this turn. But the Golden City is, if you're in your alter ego, you can exhaust it to draw 2 cards, so that means you would have 8 in your hand on the turn in which you've switched down, which is really good. So again, I'm going to end my turn with Shuri in hand, unfortunately, but we have stuff to do here. He's going to be attacking us again this turn. We're going to have to thwart to just keep that main scheme down, which is a shame, and we're going to end our turn there and draw 4. So we have the Vibranium Suit, we have Armored Vest, we have Get Behind Me, and we have Vibranium, which is a double wildcard resource. I think there's 2 of them in the deck, which is very nice. 1 threat on the main scheme. Klaw attacks us, and I'm just going to take it to the face. So he is hitting for 1 plus 2. He's hitting for 3. So we're down to 6. He gets hit down to 10. Radioactive Man hits us for 0. Takes 1 damage from retaliate. And unfortunately, I lose a card from hand. No! Oh, that's the worst of the bunch to have gone. That stings. Oh, and of course, before I forget, we have an encounter card to draw, and another Master of Evil is coming out. It's Melter. I wish I had another pin down to put on him. So, Melter, the engaged player must defend against Melter's attacks with an ally they control if able. He has 5 health. That is another problem to deal with. So let's finally bring Shuri out there for these 2 resources. After she enters play, search your deck for an upgrade and add it to your hand. I guess I'll do that. I don't think I have a choice, really. We'll add energy daggers to our hand, which is something we want to get out eventually. Then shuffle your deck, which I will. So she's got an attack of 1, thwart of 1, 3 health. She only costs 2 to get out, so it's not like she's super great or anything. But it helps us get a little bit more damage in general. I have 2 things in my hand I want to play, but I can't play either of them. So, let's see. Melter needs to go. He's got a base attack of 3, and he attacks allies anyway. So, T'Challa and Shuri will attack him for a total of 3 damage. She takes 1 damage, and she's going to be dying to him in the villain phase. I'm going to flip down to T'Challa, and I'm going to tap the Golden City to draw 2 cards. We have Indomitable and... oh, more Vibranium, perfect. So, what is the better upgrade to get out immediately? I think given our current situation, I'm going to spend that Vibranium to get out the energy daggers because we can spread damage to every enemy engaged with us. So, yeah, we're definitely putting out the energy daggers. I'll put them there because Shuri's going to be going away in a second anyway. We're ending our turn with an Indomitable and a Vibranium Suit in hand, and I think I'm just going to accept that. So that means we draw 4. Counterpunch. Another Indomitable. The Power of Protection, which counts as 2 if you're spending it on a protection card. And that's what I was looking for, a Wakanda Forever. We ready ourselves. Like so. Oh yeah, Shuri's going to be safe this turn because they're scheming. It's probably going to finish the underground distribution, unfortunately, but what can you do? So, Klaw, oh, well, first of all, 1 base goes on. Klaw schemes for a base of 2, well, 5. So that unfortunately maxes it out. And we go to the next step. Secret Rendezvous, discard cards from the encounter deck until a minion is discarded, put that minion into play engaged with you. We'll find one eventually. There's gun runners in here and such. Hopefully not another Masters of Evil. He is milling a lot of the deck, there it is. Weapon Runner, Surge. I presume you don't do that one because of when it's not revealing it necessarily. It just says put it into play. So I presume not. But either way, it is now into play, and now we're on the lose condition. If this gets to 8, we lose. I presume everyone else still schemes except the Weapon Runner who just came out, so that would be another 2 on it from Radioactive Man and Melter, which is not a great position to be in, and then we get our encounter card. I think I've remembered everything. Hopefully have. We're in Alter Ego, discard 1 card. Oh no. If it's Wakanda Forever, we might just be screwed. If it's any other card, we're still fine. That's the 1 card we can't afford to lose, so naturally that is going to be the 1 card. Okay, it's one of the Indomitables. Fine. That is perfectly acceptable. So, we are in Alter Ego form. I'm going to draw 2 cards with the Golden City. So that's a Med Team and a Ancestral Knowledge. Choose up to 3 different cards in your discard pile, shuffle them back into your deck. I'm going to use this with the other Indomitable. So I'm going to look through my discard pile and shuffle 3 cards back into my deck. I'm sure you can guess that Vibranium, that's one of them. Vibranium, that's one of them. And I think my last one's going to be a Wakanda Forever. That's probably his best card, right there. So these 3 are getting shuffled in. Done. There, and now we're back to what we were doing, which is struggling to deal with the amassed enemies in front of us, which is scary. We definitely want to play Wakanda Forever. I think I'm going to have to get rid of his Vibranium suit to do that with everything else I want to do. So we also probably want to attack, so I can't rest. So yeah, we'll flip up to hero. And we're going to do some stuff. Starting with, unfortunately, discarding the Vibranium suit to play Wakanda Forever. And the attack I want to do last is the daggers, which does 2 damage to every enemy engaged with me. So it normally does 1, but if you're doing it last in the sequence, it's 2. So which means we have to do this one first. Remove 1 threat from the scheme. There's a little thing. So then it's 2 damage to everyone. Gunrunner dies. Melter dies. And he goes up to 4 damage on him. Of his ridiculous 7. We'll have... let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we'll have Black Panther and Shuri take him out. Just to get him out of there. Cleared the board a little bit, good grief. That's that done. All those are done. From my hand, I will get rid of Counterpunch and the Power of Protection to play Med Team. Because that counts as 2 if you're paying for a protection card. It has 3 counters on it. You can exhaust it and remove 1 counter to heal 2 damage from a friendly character. So if you're playing with other people, it can be anyone. I'm immediately using it, of course, so I'm just going to put 2 counters on it because we're using it to heal back up to 8 health because we're about to take a hit and I'd rather not defend. And that is my turn, so everything else, back being ready. Shuri could take this hit for us actually, which I think she's gonna. And we're drawing 5 cards. Power of Protection, Wakanda Forever, another Med Team, we don't really need that right now. Get behind me, and 1 more. Get behind me. Okay, fair enough. Villain turn, 1 on the main scheme where he's talking to the Crimson Cowl that is actually Ultron. He is attacking us. Shuri is taking the hit for me, and the hit is worth, let's see, deal 1 damage to each hero. That's just straight up damage, so unfortunately that alone takes Shuri out. That was rough timing, so we're down to 7. I presume you would still draw the other card as part of that though, and that's used up. Because that was part of Klaw attacking. I don't know about the damage on the second card, because presumably you draw them together, then resolve. So I'm going to presume that 1 damage goes to me, so I'll take the 1 down to 6 again. And encounter card. Masters of Mayhem. When revealed, each Masters... Oh, I've just finished clearing all the ones that were engaged. If no attacks were made this way, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a Masters of Evil minion. Put it into play engaged with you, then shuffle the encounter deck. Well, I know that there's a bunch of them in discard, and it says I can do that. I'm going to bring out Melter, because he is easier to kill. And I don't have any allies right now to suffer from him killing them. And it says I have to shuffle the encounter deck, even though I haven't looked at it. So I will. Like so. There we are. So he is back out against us, and a new turn begins. So we can actually make ourselves pretty tanky here by using the other power protection and a get behind me to get the other med team out. Because does it say max power? No, it does not. So we can have two of them out. Oh, that is the wrong card. There we are. Med team. So now we have two med teams out. I'm going to only put 2 tokens on that one, because we're using it to heal 2 back to 8. And then I'm taking 1 off the one that was already there, exhausting that to heal 2 more, taking us back up to 10 over 11 health. So we can actually stay in hero form and do some stuff. Which is just as well. I'm going to use the other get behind me to pay for Wakanda Forever. I also forgot to apply the damage to Klaw from the energy daggers. It's the villain and every enemy, so he should have been on 8. I'm now putting him down to 6 because he just took 2 more. That's 2 damage to Melter after removing 1 threat, from Tactical Genius, because I did that first, then resolved the daggers last. And then 2 damage from Black Panther. Unfortunately, it means Melter's living a turn, but he is 1 away from being removed. And we have lots of healing now, so not so bad. And we're going to draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wakanda Forever, Electrostatic Armor times 2, Armored Vest, Vibranium, as long as I don't lose a card. So, 1 threat on main scheme. Klaw is attacking us. I am taking the hit. Base of 0, that's 2. That is, put him into play engaged with you, so it's 2 damage. We go down to 8, Klaw takes the retaliate, down to 5. Like that. And then I presume because he came out as part of Klaw's attack, that the Gunrunner gets to attack. So, we're going to defend against Melter. Well, no, I've got lots of healing, I can take the hit. So that puts us down to 5. He takes 1 damage from retaliate. Gunrunner hits us down to 4 health, takes 1 damage from retaliate, and has 1 health left. Encounter card. Send Manipulation. Take 2 damage and he heals 2. That's close. That put us on 2 health remaining. And puts Klaw back up to 7. That was riskier than I thought. I expected it to maybe potentially be an attack card, which meant I would have to block just to live. But that's, yeah, okay, that's a little risky. So obviously we need to heal. So last proc on the first med team to heal for 2. Second of the 3 on the second one to heal for 2. We're healing for a total of 4. That takes us up to 6. Not super great, but better than nothing. I'm going to get rid of one of the electrostatic armors to resolve Wakanda Forever. We're doing it in the same order again. So 1 threat off main scheme for Tactical Genius. 2 damage to everybody, including the villain. Takes out all these guys. Away with you. Puts Klaw down to 5 rather. And then, do we flip down? We kind of do need a rest turn. I've got the Vibranium in hand. I don't really want to have to use it yet. Let's get rid of the electrostatic armor to equip the armored vest. It's just +1 defense straight up, so now he's a base defense of 3. It leaves me with Vibranium in hand, and I'm going to flip down. And wait, I didn't do anything as T'Challa. I might as well do that first before flipping down. We'll hit Klaw for 2. Putting him on 3. Getting him closer to that 10 ablative health he gets when he goes to form 2. We'll tap the Golden City before we end our turn. Draw 2 cards. Wakanda Forever. Perfect. And the other Vibranium. Well, I need to keep these in my hand, so we're just drawing 3 because we're ending our turn on T'Challa's side. There's his claws. Perseverance. That's pretty good as well, actually. And Indomitable. So that's if we defend, we can spend a card plus that to get back on our feet. We've got like 3 cards left. And ending turn, ready up, ready up. And 1 on the main scheme, then Klaw himself schemes for 2+. Give this villain a tough status card. Give the villain a tough status card, sorry. So it's just 2 more. Well, I say just 2 more, it only needs to get to 8 to win. First things first, tapping Golden City, drawing 2. Perseverance, Armoured Vest. We're only allowed to have 1 Armoured Vest on play for us, by the way. We're going to use the last proc on mid team, get that into a discard because the deck's about to shuffle, so I want them back. Heal for 2, up to 8. We have a big hand with Vibranium, and I don't really want to play both of them, but we're going to play one of them to get our claws in play. So that is just deal 2 damage to an enemy, or if you play it last you deal 4, and it's part of the Wakanda Forever chain of, what order you do them in is up to you, and the order you do them in matters. We have a Wakanda Forever in hand, so I'm just debating whether or not I want to heal as T'Challa first. We're missing 3 health. Yeah, I will. So we are going to flip over to hero afterwards, but I'm going to be tapped, and we're going back to our max health of 11. Because Wakanda Forever is going to do all the work here, is the plan. So, we will get rid of the Armoured Vest we can't equip, because we're equipped with 1. Wakanda Forever. And the order in which we're resolving is remove 1 threat from a scheme. Then we're doing the daggers, does 1 damage, takes away the tough. Then the claws, which is done last, it does 4 damage and takes him to phase 2. On phase 2 he has 18 health. We also have to look for the Immortal Klaw. I don't think we've actually seen that yet, so it must be in here. It was literally going to be the next card. So, we search for the Immortal Klaw and reveal it. It gives them 10 ablative health until such time as we clear it, but it's only got 3 threat on it because we're playing solo, so that's not too bad. But it does also add +1. So, our turn is not over yet. Oh yeah, sorry, when we change the hero form, getting rid of that to do Perseverance, it just means because we change form we get a tough status card. That's just my plan to take a hit. I'm going to keep the other Perseverance in my hand, I'm going to keep the other Vibranium in my hand, and that is my turn. So we're ready up with that tough stats fit. We're just going to take Klaw punching us in the face, and we draw up to 5 and we have 2, so we're drawing 3, and that unfortunately means pinned down, there's the other Vibranium again. We still need to draw 1, and we're getting an encounter card. Or rather, we're going to be getting 2. Ooh, I just dropped the card. What was it? It was a counter punch. I'm still shuffling. Okay. So we need 1 more card. Perfect. Okay, that's a good card to draw. His deck just needs you to keep on drawing those, essentially. So, main scheme gets 1. Klaw attacks us, or attempts to attack us, and I think we still have to draw the cards though. So, base of 1 plus 2, or rather that's a total of 2, and that is, if this activation does damage to your hero, exhaust your hero. It isn't. So, Tough absorbs that. Tough luck. And then we get 2 encounter cards. He has 1 card left. First encounter card, Shadows of the Past. Well, Killmonger's saying hello. And then the second one is an Armoured Guard. So he has guard, you have to take him out before Klaw takes any damage. So, Killmonger, usurp the throne. 3 threat on it. Put that up here, this is going away. 3 threat. I'm out of 3 threat tokens, we'll have to grab this. There we go. Then Killmonger himself comes out. Killmonger cannot take damage from Black Panther upgrades, and he has 5 health, that's rough. And then we've got to shuffle Heart-Shaped Herb, Ritual Combat ×2 into a 1 card encounter deck. That was bad timing. I think that means we're going to see all of the Killmonger cards. Alright, well, this is now a lot more dangerous. Got a lot of cards to fit into the frame. Killmonger is still classed as a minion, so I'm just going to make him attack for 0, which is a big help, so let's do that. I have a Wakanda Forever, and then I've got these Vibraniums sitting in my hand doing nothing because I can't get my costly cards back out. So he takes no damage from any of this stuff. I have to actually attack him straight up. But I've got to get rid of these. The main scheme especially, and ideally I don't want to flip down because a whole turn of the enemy scheming will probably amount to a loss. So, and we can't damage Klaw until the Armoured Guard is dealt with. Okay, what's the best way to do this then? Let's spend the Perseverance for Wakanda Forever. We're going to resolve these. Can't hit Killmonger with them. So we're going to resolve the daggers first. Killmonger doesn't get affected by it. He takes 1 damage. And Klaw takes nothing, presumably, because I can't hurt him until this is dead. Then we resolve Panther Claws, deal 2 damage to an enemy. We're going to take out the Armoured Guard. And then we're going to finally do the Tactical Genius, which is remove 2 threat instead of the normal 1 from a scheme. We're going to take 2 off of Usurp the Throne, which I hope is the right decision. And we're going to have Black Panther Thwart for 2 to get rid of the last 1 and just get that immediately into the discard pile to stop us drawing an extra encounter card. And that is unfortunately my turn. Killmonger's hitting us for 0, so I'm not scared of him as long as I'm not letting him scheme. Him having a scheme base of 2, same as Klaw, is very dangerous. We have the 2 Vibranium cards in hand, so I'm drawing 3. Looking for a med team, something expensive, thank you, good, and to keep us on hero side. We have all 3 Vibraniums in hand, that's not great. Not a great hand. Anyway, 1 on main scheme. It's up to the 5 of 8 it requires to win. Klaw is attacking us, and let's see, 1 base plus 2 cards. I should have looked at how many boosts were on the Killmonger cards that I shuffled in, because it's basically just them. I am going to take it to the face, because we can heal next turn. So it's base of 1 plus give the villain a tough status card. Okay, so it's still just 1. 2. He was hitting for 2. That's not so bad, takes us down to 9. Done and done. Killmonger attacks for 0. Fine. And then encounter card. Oh, it was 1 extra on here because of the Immortal Claw, so it's actually at 6. That's much more dangerous. Ritual Combat. When revealed, discard the top card of discard the top card of the encounter deck, rather. Then choose to either deal X damage to your hero or place X threat on the main scheme. X is 1 more than the number of boost icons discarded. Well, I'm having to discard because otherwise we'll lose. So it's 2, so we take 3 damage. Okay, so we're down to 6. And now we get an acceleration token, which I actually have looked out for once, on the main scheme. So now at the top of the villain phase it gets +1 on the main scheme. In other words, if we don't thwart it a lot in this next turn somehow, it's probably a loss, which is going to be tough to deal with. But anyway, there is the encounter deck shuffled, and we're back round to my turn. So as we begin my turn, I forgot Killmonger would still take 1 damage because of the retaliate. Regarding Klaw and getting his tough status, he got tough on the first card drawn for his attack, then he drew the other one, and then he attacked me. So when I retaliated, I presume that tough went away immediately. If that's wrong, apologies, but I was just thinking that through there. In the order of operations, that seems correct. Doesn't hurt him, but it just means the tough's not there. Anyway, I'm going to waste slightly 1 resource by getting rid of 2 Vibranium to play Med Team. I'm putting 2 counters on it because we're immediately using 1 counter to heal for 2. Puts us at 8. And then we worry because I don't have a Wakanda Forever in hand. So I need to thwart, and it needs to be off the main scheme to try and keep us in this, because I have no other choice. And I'm going to get rid of the last Vibranium to play Electrostatic Armor, which means that if we defend against an attack, you deal 1 back, and because T'Challa has Retaliate built in, he's now retaliating for 2 damage. Might come into play, but you have to defend for that extra 1 to kick in. And I'm running out of places to put it. And that's my turn. I really need to draw at least one Wakanda Forever, ideally two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Counter punch. Okay, we got one. Okay. Let's see, after your hero defends against an attack, deal damage to that enemy equal to your hero's attack. That would be a good way to help kill Killmonger, because even though he's hitting me for 0, that doesn't matter. But hey, let's see if we lose first. So that becomes a 3. I still don't have a 3 looked out actually, so never mind. It goes up to 2 additional, so it's at 6 of the 8 it needs to proc over. Hang on, no. Yeah, it got 1 extra. Oh no, it gets another extra. It's 1 away from capping out. So if we draw the card that makes the enemy scheme, we immediately lose, unfortunately. Klaw is attacking us. I am going to take that because I want to block. No, let's see. What's the best bet here? Yeah, I'm going to block because I'm blocking for upgraded to 3 and retaliate 2. So I'm blocking. Base of 1, that's 4 damage. That is 5 damage. So I'm taking 2. And then I'm hitting back for, I'm just going to do the base hit back against him, which is electrostatic armor plus retaliate, so it puts Klaw down to 16. Killmonger attacks me, pinned down means he does 0, but I still retaliate against him, and I'm going to play counter punch, so not only am I retaliating for 1, I'm hitting him for 2, so I did 3. He's got 1 health left. And then the encounter card, if it's scheming, we lose. It's the defense network backup. Oh, that means we lose, I think. I would need to be able to do, well, not necessarily. But that's got 2 threat on it. Oh no, sorry, it's got 3, because it's +1 per player. We can't take anything off the main scheme until this is cleared, which means in my next turn I need to do 3 off of that, and like at least 2 off of that. Sadly I don't think I can. I defended as well, so I can't even thwart as T'Challa. Yep, I think that's it. Oh, I could re-ready actually with Indomitable, but I still don't think this makes a difference. So, well, actually I'll keep Perseverance, get rid of Armoured Vest. But with Indomitable, after we defend, we can ready up. Is there a way to make this a possible? We would have to do Tactical Genius last to get 2 threat. No, but even then I still need to do T'Challa's thwart on this to get rid of it, and that means that's still going to proc up. It procs up 3, so there's no way. Yep, can't make it work. But we'll play out the round anyway, so yeah, we'll Wakanda Forever. Just because. And, well, first of all we'll thwart for 2. And then we will do 1 damage to everyone engaged with me. Killmonger goes away. Klaw goes down to 15. Then the actual, oh sorry, that was the energy daggers. Then the claws do 2 more damage, takes him down to 13. Although he actually has 10 ablative health right now, which I keep forgetting to keep track of. But we're not killing him anyway. And then finally we do Tactical Genius to take 2 off of something. Defense Network goes away. And yeah, it doesn't say to remove it from the game, so it does go into the discard. So it did come back. And that puts us in a lost position. There is a outside shot that if I then flip down Golden City for 2 cards, will I somehow draw something that changes this outcome? Wakanda Forever and an Armoured Vest. If I could have switched back to do yet another one, no, even that wouldn't be enough. At best I could remove 2 threat, so yeah, as well, I'll draw my cards just on the off chance. That would stop a when revealed, but that's not going to stop the threat. And then we need what? We need 4 cards. Indomitable, Counter Punch, Wakanda Forever. Would have been a really, really good next turn, because you're not limited to doing 1 Wakanda Forever per round. So if you have 2 in hand, you could do 2. Such as it is though, this is 1 away from winning. As soon as we roll around to the villain turn, it gets 1, +1, +1, and unfortunately that means it times out and we lose. So a rough one there for T'Challa, as it is a loss for Black Panther. In his deck he does only have 1 ally, which is Shuri, so his methods for getting rid of thwart really boil down to himself, her, and Tactical Genius. There isn't really anything else that focuses on it. You can avoid encounter cards if you put that in his deck. That's really the only other option I had. So yeah, Klaw was just able to get ahead. I think what didn't help is drawing into Radioactive Man instantly, and then what's his name, Melter coming out and Whirlwind. That was so much ablative health for him essentially because it was minions I had to deal with. I couldn't focus on getting Claw down. But yeah, definitely a character for whom threat is, or scheming rather, is just hard for him to get once it starts snowballing. Couldn't keep up with the acceleration. So, and it's a relatively low amount it needs to get to, but that's okay. It can't always be a win. So that is a loss for Black Panther, and that's going to conclude our look at the things that you get in the core box, at least for now. Next time, whenever that will be, closer to Christmas or closer to New Year most likely, by the time these videos are actually seen, we will be starting the Rise of the Red Skull, which was the first scenario expansion for the game. And my plan is to actually play it as a campaign, so we'll follow it through and how that works. You can just pick a villain from any box and go against them with whoever you like, but there's a little progressive story if you actually do it as a campaign. You earn extra bonus cards for the campaign that can help you along, and we've tried a few of the villains out from boxes just from playing online with friends. I love the way some of them play. It's all super thematic, so I'm looking forward to trying them out, and I hope you'll come back and see it when those go live. Thank you for supporting the series. If you do, please do remember to share your support to help keep this possible, and I will see you next time. Ta-ta for now.